Hey, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, this video can throw out some highlights to help you start your own business. Maybe you already have your business and you just need a little focus, a little guidance. And I've been helping people for about 20 years, so I can either help you get your business off the ground or help you stay focused. Anyways, if you're thinking about starting your business, but if you yet to take the first steps, we put this presentation together to help you establish a good foundation. I like to tell my clients that goals are written in stone while plans are written in sand. Just a reminder, stay focused on your goals, whether it's make $1 million, help 100,000 people, start a nonprofit to help pets, whatever it is. Focus on the goal. The plans to get there, those are constantly in flux. So, if you don't have a business idea, at the very end of this, I do have something that's established. It's helped a lot of people. It helps me still. And it'll be at the very end if you stick around that long. Anyways, here's the general disclaimer. This is for informational purpose. We put this together. I myself, Tracy G.J. Congdon, the president of Local Marketing Pro, always encourage you to seek some professional help, a little legal counsel, help you work out some plans, some kinks. The content I'm sharing here, though, will definitely get you on the right track, get your brain juices going, help you think of an idea if you don't already have one. Who even is this guy? I'm a native of Flint, Michigan, who graduated from a school that no longer exists, Flint Central High School, 1992. But the fun for me began when I joined the Army. I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for my basic training. And then I went to my Advanced Individual Training, or AIT, at Fort Gordon, Georgia. There I learned my MOS, or my Military Occupational Specialty, of Signal Support System Specialist, which is the 25 uniform, was what it's called. That's the nomenclature. Here's a picture of 18-year-old me in the back of one of the many tanks that I lived in for extended periods of time because I had no idea what I was getting myself into. This is one of the tanks that I lived in. During my deployments and training exercises, I was typically set up in one of these or a soft top Humvee. The commander would always look at a map and be like, hey, I want you over here on the top of this mountain or some crazy region. So that what I set up there was called the retrans center to help the communications boost and make it a lot further distance. So once I got set up, I had plenty of time, a lot of solitude, 90 days on these deployments. This is where I developed a passion for books and reading, specifically self-improvement books. Our chaplain would stop by occasionally to check on me to see if I needed any more delicious MREs. Some of them were okay if you learned how to doctor them. The spaghetti, a little Tabasco and cheese. All right, I could work with that. Anyways, I'll never forget the first two books he gave me. One was called Created the Destroyer, a 1971 novel about how Remo Williams came to be. And if you don't know who that is, you may want to Google it. I believe there was a movie in the 80s with Fred Williams. It was pretty decent. The other book was Think and Grow Rich. It was a beat up copy, and I initially was pretty reluctant, didn't have much else going on. So once I cracked it and started reading it, it was pretty hard for that 18-year-old version of me to grasp it. But once I did, I fell in love with it. I still reference that book and reread it often. Fantastic book. I highly recommend anything from Napoleon Hill or the Napoleon Hill Foundation. So, 1992, I developed a hankering for learning to read some self improvement books. I've averaged one book a year for those 32 years. That's well over 300 books. Now, if you want to include the audio books, it's more than double that. So, through my education, my experiences, my thirst for knowledge, I took in as many audiobooks, books, seminars, any information I can get my hand on to. I've attended various classes at Washtenaw Community College, at Eastern Michigan University, and always wanted to talk to people and let them know, hey, did you know this? And most of the time, just like any time, you try to give somebody unsolicited advice that goes over like a lead balloon. But it became pretty clear in a short order that I was a subject matter expert on a few things. So I started helping friends, and typically they would refer me to their friends, and I ended up helping hundreds of people through the years start businesses, develop their plans, keep them going. Um, I think it was, yeah, it was exactly 2002. I turned Local Marketing Pro LLC into my full-time passion. The niche that I've carved out is actually an accountability consultant. By all technical terms, that's what I do. So let's help you try to take an idea, figure out what it is that you want to focus on and think of some activities that bring you some joy, where your strengths may lie, and do a little self-assessment. Dig deeper and uncover your potential business ideas, things that resonate with you. Think about things that you're like, there should be one of these, or I wish there was one of those. An area of strength that you have, something you're pretty good at, and then build off of that. That way you don't have to develop completely new skill sets, even though you'll always want to continue to learn, continue to add, continue to read. If reading's not your shtick, you're going to want to try to make it that. 2 pages here, 3 pages there. Work your way up to it, because that's the only way you'll stay ahead of whatever it is you're building in your trade, in your industry, and make it work 100%. So I love mind mapping. Mind mapping is a physical representation for brainstorming. You can see over here to my left, your right, there's a wall. Literally looks like something out of the movies, where they have a sticky note and the colored lines going everywhere. And just to sit and stare at that in the morning when I'm having a coffee, the mind's fresh. And I always think of something else that I want to add, remove, change as I adjust those plans, because they're written in sand. But fantastic tool I've used for many years. So let's get started on this little journey here. Let's see what we can do. Conducting market research. You got to do some thorough market research. I often find out people say that they started this business in this area, and I'm like, well, what research did you do? Why'd you do that? Unfortunately, far too often they say they did no research. It just seemed like a good idea. Google has a beautiful tool called Trends. You can figure out what's on everybody's mind, what's hot right now. Kind of helps spark that growth for you, that thought, that idea, get you mind mapping something that works for you. You don't want to start a business where you later learn that there's 1,000 of them in the area, or there's no need for it, because wasting all that time and energy, while it'll be great for growth, depends on your age and how much time you have to invest in this. Is your full time? Do you need to make a living off of it? So many factors. At the bottom of all the slides, it says tgjc.info. That's my digital business card link. I pitched up a URL from GoDaddy with my initials and pointed to a Popple business card. Free resource, popl.co. I'll mention that a few times throughout this whole thing. Let's go to the next slide. Creating a business plan. So, the resource on this page, the Small Business Development Center, that's a nationwide resource, but the link I've provided specifically on there, as I'm in Michigan, sandwiched perfectly between Detroit and Ann Arbor, this is the one I use, the Michigan SBDC. Once you go on there and register, free resource, they'll appoint a business consultant who can also give you just a boatload of free tools like LivePlan. LivePlan is one that you'll want to use, because you got to have your solid business plan. It'll help you find areas that you haven't quite thought out, put it on paper. It makes a whole lot more sense. You can see where your weak points are. But you'll need this for funding down the road. So if you need funding, that's a whole nother slide. It's not even a slide. That's a whole nother series of stuff on there. Check out the SBDC and see if this is something you want to continue to pursue, but register with them. Their consultant will help you. Now, once you do decide on a business name, the type of business, you're going to want to figure out how to get whatever kind of structure. You're going to want to do a little bit of research about S Corps, sole proprietorship, LLC, see the advantages, both tax-wise and in protection, in case, it's no secret that people are sue happy. You don't want anybody to sue you for I 100% guarantee your satisfaction, and maybe they already knew this going into it and they're going to be unsatisfied no matter what you do. So protect yourself. Protect your assets, your funds, anything you do build. You don't want anybody to pop in there and try to steal it from you because you didn't protect it. So do a little research. There's again another resource, the SBA.gov business guide, launching your business and choosing a structure. Once you do choose a structure, you're going to want to register it so nobody else can register that name. You want to protect it again. So this time, the resource on there is my business card, tgjc.info. Once you visit that, you can scroll all the way to the bottom. There's a register your business link that will take you to a Google Forms where I've put out the information so you can do it yourself. If it seems like too much and you don't want to deal with registering it with the state, and as well as getting your EIN, which you're going to need to open a bank account, you're going to need for funding. So you're going to want to do both of those steps. But on there, it gives you the options to do it yourself, or you can enlist our services to do that for you. Setting up your business operations. Now, if you're online, self-explanatory. You just have to have a website, effectively drive traffic to it. The days of if you build it, they will come is long gone. You're going to find 14 hot dog trucks, now that you started one, in your local vicinity. Whatever you need to do to differentiate yourself and drive people to it, we'll touch on as well. But co-working, if you need an office somewhere where you have to meet with clients occasionally. Myself, I'm a consultant. I work a lot of time from this home office, which you see me recording, all my beautiful artwork in the background. My cat's around here somewhere. Got a little setup, it's not too bad. 36-inch monitor for my old eyes to look at, docking station behind me. But whatever works for you, it's going to vary. Figure out what you need. Co-working is a beautiful thing to check out. A lot of chambers of commerce will have areas that you can use temporarily, not full-time. So you'll want to take a look at setting up your business operations. Again, there's another resource with the U.S. Chamber to help you find some more free resources. Excuse me. Step 7 is my favorite. Developing a comprehensive marketing strategy. I feel you can start right here and iron this out and just keep adding to it. Get you a nice big journal. Keep your notes and write out how are you going to position yourself differently. How are you going to stand out from your competitors? AI is fantastic to help you fill in some of these sections if you're working out your business plan template. Social media channels, all those kind of things. How will they factor in there? And get a uniformed branding plan that keeps everything the same. What am I talking about? Am I always talking about the same type of topics across all channels? Of course, they're going to vary slightly, but you're going to want to build a beautiful strategy, a comprehensive marketing strategy. So, HubSpot, a beautiful resource on this slide here. HubSpot has amazing tools, even a free CRM that you can use to keep track of all your clients, customers, patients, whoever you're going to try to see out there. But you're going to want to set reminders, set up meeting links, set up reminders to send an email to go see them, whatever it could be. CRMs are beautiful and just, I can't say enough about it. So HubSpot right there, they got a beautiful tool. Oh, let's see here on my next slide. Launching your business. You've thought of a name, you've registered it, you've got a marketing plan, you've got a business plan. It's time to launch your business. Whether or not you join a chamber of commerce, typically if you hold a ribbon cutting, again, if you don't have a physical location, you can utilize a chamber usually. But this is going to let the community know what you got going on. So depending on where you're at and what resources are available, you're going to want to make sure everybody knows what you do, what you offer. And part of your robust marketing strategy, it's a fun word, robust, you're going to make sure that you generate excitement and awareness for your new business. And then the free resources, back to the SBA, they have some more, of course, free tools. I try to keep this as low cost or no cost as I can for you. Monitor and adjust. Setting up KPIs or KPAs, key performance indicators or key performance areas, will give you a baseline, a benchmark to track. Am I achieving these goals? Am I doing enough phone calls each day? Am I seeing enough people in person? Whatever your KPAs are, you're going to want to track them and measure them. If you don't know what they are, if you don't have a map, you don't know where you're going, you can't measure your progress, your distance, none of that stuff. So set those up, do some research, and Investopedia has a nice little link here that I've included that'll help you figure out a little bit more about KPIs. Build your business network. Again, this could be a whole series of videos on networking, but you're never going to want to stop reading. So in fact, I've included a book on here that's fantastic. She was a introvert that learned how to network. It's mandatory. You got to, again, keep ways out there to keep your business in front of people. So Captivate, The Science of Succeeding with People by Vanessa Edwards. Fantastic book. If you're not a reader, develop the habit. If you need to pick up the audiobook to get started, do it. Make that happen yesterday. Here's my disclaimer again, and now this time the link for my YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel, some of these sections I've already created videos, and as I experiment to get better and better at it, it's a process, it's a journey, always a journey. But on my YouTube channel, if you could like that, subscribe to it, it would be a huge benefit for me. I try to put as much free information out there to help you further along in your journey, whether you're at the very beginning, a year in, 3 years in, 5 years in, or you just need a little bit of motivation. I also have a DBA, Shop Local, Refer Local. Why people say is it shop local if these videos go out to the entire state, actually the entire nation. Technically, you could look at it globally, but because it uses geofencing. So if you're searching for a pet sitter, it will direct you to the nearest pet sitter that's listed on here. It also locally has a huge presence and a lot of publications around this area to go to this website. So direct free traffic there for you. If you want to list your business, go ahead. Do it for free. There is an upgraded version that offers more tools, of course. It's not free for me to do all that, but I can allow a free level for sure. Now, here's some of our social media links. You're welcome to connect on there. There's a bunch of information. I've been doing this for years, so I've been popping out videos. They may find one that resonates with you in different areas. And, geez, don't judge me from these videos. I'm not very good at that. I'm working on it. Now, I do have a book coming out. I never thought of this, but over the years that I've compiled programs to keep people focused, to keep them on point, some of my clients are like, hey, you should absolutely get this published as a book, as a planner, something that the whole world could benefit from. I'm like, that seems pretty lofty, even for me. I'm a dreamer, a goal setter. But there it is. It's a quarterly edition, 8.5 by 10 inch, 8.5 by 11 inch planner. Each quarter has its own edition. So this one's dropping in January. It covers January 1st through March 31st. It has a bunch of information on there about how to combine the universal laws with Napoleon Hill's 17 principles of success. The universal laws, like a lot of things, if you work with them, your journey is much, much easier. You're building on a solid foundation of existing, I think they're 5,000 years old. If you start Googling that, rabbit holes are something I try to avoid when I make these videos because I could get sidetracked very easily. However, I do make a lot of other videos on my YouTube channel about these things. Anyways, book's coming out, has a great planner to help you stay focused on actionable items and keep you moving forward. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you don't have a business idea, that you could use this one. So DAC is a Milford, Michigan based company. I've used them a lot of times when companies say, Tracy, this sounds great. I just don't have any funds. I'm like, well, if I could get you funded, could we move forward today? So in the past, I used to refer companies to DAC, and finally they have it where anyone can do the same thing. So whether you're looking for funds and you want to check out this company, great. Otherwise, you just refer people there. Experts take over. You get a free mirrored website. Follow that link, davidallencapital.com/partner/local marketing pro, or scan the QR code. You can become a business services agent and you just refer people. And they continuously add things that are only going to benefit companies. They even offer various forms of healthcare, but the business funding is huge. Somebody goes on there, gets approved for $10,000. Once they get funded, the very next day, you get 4 to 6% of that direct deposited. So you can't beat it. It's an amazing resource or a side hustle or whatever you want to use it as. Lastly, I just want to say thank you for watching this. We hope you found this beneficial. Please like and subscribe to this channel and share it. It's only going to have resources that can help for you. So please subscribe. Thank you.